Greetings and salutations, YouTubers and malefactors. We're back here at Stop Logic Motorsports and doing a little bit of a service of a different variety. Well, I meant to get out and ride this weekend, but just had too much stuff to get caught up around here. A little preface. Probably about the last 4 months I've been prepping, cleaning, and getting my house ready in Hutto to be sold. And this is the first weekend I've actually had the house since like February, and with the exception of the Jacksboro race, which still doesn't give me a lot of time to catch up on stuff around here. So what we're looking at right now is my wife's 2012 Nissan Altima Coupe. And well, what are we doing today? Well, the brakes are metal on metal nearly, so I'm gonna be doing some rear brakes on this car. And also I'll be checking if this thing needs a little top off oil wise, because it's starting to sound a little rough. Now what's kind of amazing is this thing's lasted 200,000 miles on a CVT transmission and defied all odds when most of these fail about 70. So proof positive, you take care of what you've got, it'll keep going for you. Well, at any rate, we're gonna go through a bit of this. I'm not gonna do a full long form video like I normally do when I work on something because, well, frankly, everyone kind of gets on to me about doing an hour and a half of video about me just wrenching on stuff. They kind of want to get to the meat and potatoes of it. But basically, I had to chalk up the front wheels, pop the brake fluid reservoir, because we're going to be putting back pressure on the system whenever we get this apart with a C-clamp. And if you leave the cap on, you end up causing more problems down the road sometimes. Leaks spring up in places where you wouldn't expect them to. And this is the first time I've done this in probably about 2 years. So we're gonna take a little bit of breaks in between while I remember all the tools I need for this. But as always, if you find the content useful, like and subscribe. If you're mad that I'm not doing a motorcycle video, well, feel free to criticize me harshly in the comments section. I also take payment in strong language and attaboys. And we are going to hopefully come with something a little helpful for everybody today. So one thing to kind of bear in mind when you do brakes, oh, come on, I got you off of there. One thing to kind of bear in mind when you do brakes, that seize down a little bit. There we go. Been a bit since I had this off. Is your front brakes are going to wear usually 2 to 3 times as fast as your rear, since most of your braking's up front. Kind of like how it should be on a dirt bike, but not always the case. That's odd, mighty odd. Don't know why they're squeaking. There's still some meat left on these pads. Well, regardless, I'm back here anyway. The rotor's not in the worst of shape. Generally, it's recommended that you turn your rotors every time you do this, but what you're really going to look for is like a noticeable lip on the edge, like any sort of dip. The front brakes, I need new rotors, so the next time I have to do pads on that, 100% I'm going to need new rotors. On this, these could probably avoid being turned this go around. You could take them up to the local store for 25 bucks and have them turned. But we're going to take a gander at what we need to do this. So I'm assuming I'm going to need a 13 millimeter here. You'll have 2 bolts here. Generally what you can do is you can take the front bolt off, loosen the bottom bolt off, loosen the top bolt, and then flip it up, and then you take a C-clamp and push in your puck with the pad. Don't, you know, of course don't put pressure directly on your brake caliper puck, especially if you have a Ford product, because they're not made out of metal, they're made out of this weird plastic material, and I've shattered one of those that way before. Anywho, we're gonna put a little pause on this, and I'm gonna go grab the tools I need. Alrighty, we're back. So you can do this with a 14 millimeter or 9/16. Hopefully I have some luck with this, or else I'm gonna have to get the big boy out. Ugh. Sorry for bumping you there. A little tough on me. Yeah, maybe I should eat my Wheaties before this. Oh wow, that's a tight fit. Well, let's see if just taking out the top, the bottom drop down. Like I said, I haven't done. Ooh, hello grease. I haven't done this in quite a bit. Oh, look at that. This is normally the part where you grab your doohickey here. I'll try to sneak this into the middle. I said earlier you don't want to do this directly to the... No, let's pull out a brake pad. Also, normally you want a can of brake cleaner. I didn't have any handy at the local shop, so I make do with what we've got. So you're probably asking, well, why are you compressing these things back in? Because when you have these new pads with a ton more meat, you're never going to get it back together. And that's why you crack the cap up above, so you don't put any back pressure on the other parts of it. Oh, no, 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 let's not go any further than that. All right. I mean, I do have a degreaser in there. Make this a little easier. Alright, yeah, these things were about beat. Usually these brakes will have a little wear indicator on them. Let you know when they're about to let go on you. Where'd I put you? Look at that fancy. Usually recommended to take the little bracket hardware and not reuse the old stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do this the proper way instead of the way that I might be normally tempted to do it. If it comes out. The bottom didn't seem that interested in, oh, maybe. No, the bottom doesn't seem very interested in coming free. Now, we got half of it switched out, so. This is a problem also, since I don't have my garage, I'm working with very limited tools. like the fact these Wagner brakes come with the little wear indicators on them. That's a nice touch. So that's actually a pretty easy brake job on this Nissan. Give it a little pump, see if there's any problems before you put everything back together. Put the cap back on before you pump it, of course, because you'll make a big old mess in here. And then rinse and repeat for the other side. Alright, I got stiff brakes, and make sure before you test drive it that you pump the brakes back to full power, or else you're going to have a very interesting drive. Yep, feels like everything went back to normal. Alrighty. Well, I'm not going to bore you with the details of putting this wheel back on, nor doing the other side, but this is essentially how you take care of doing a rear brake job on a 2012 Nissan Altima coupe. Also the same rules for 2012 Nissan, well, most Nissan Altimas up to 2018, I believe, when they switched generations. Some of these parts might be different now. Well, anywho, if you like the content, like and subscribe. If you don't, feel free to criticize me harshly. Have a good one.